So, what do you do when life is not going the way you had planned or expected, and things are just going haywire in opposite direction than how you had even imagined? If that's a question that you've been asking yourself, I would like to encourage you with a couple of points that I'm hoping would help you on this journey to navigate whatever it is that you're going through. And honestly, looking at the period that I'm currently in right now, especially looking at right from the beginning of the year, that's really, I would say, like a question or a season where perhaps I'll maybe like ask myself that a number of times. But there've just been a number of things happening right now in my life that honestly, right from the beginning of the year, I wasn't even expecting at all. Uh, be it the way that business is turning out very far away than what I expected. Even like with like a housing situation that I am going through, the place I'm staying right now is not exactly what I expected that I was going to be. So they're just like right now so many things in my life that are just not happening anywhere close to the way that I had planned. And there've just been a number of things that continue to help me to just keep going and not just give up hope. So I'll be sharing four of them with you, and I'm hoping this encourages you as well. 4 points that hopefully would help you navigate that season in your life where you're asking yourself the question, what do I do when life isn't turning out the way I had expected? The point number one is to stay optimistic. This may sound cliche, but honestly, it is really very essential, especially when things are not going the way we plan. When we remain optimistic, when we see that there is hope in the future, it gives us strength in the present time to navigate whatever it is that we are going. And a very practical way that we can apply this is to change the question we ask ourselves when we find ourselves in an unexpected and unbearable state. Instead of asking the question, why is this happening to me? I think a better question to ask is, what can I learn from this experience? When we ask the question, why is this happening to me? It literally and automatically just puts us in a victim mentality and victim mindset. And we see ourselves as, being the victim. But when we ask ourselves the question, what can I learn from this experience? It automatically just puts us in a victor mentality where we are looking for solutions to problems and not just sitting down asking ourselves the victim question in a pity party. And even at the times when we don't see a way, we definitely want to be optimistic. And being optimistic, rather, would require that we believe that God will make a way, even when we don't see a way in front of us. Number two is to relinquish control. For all of you control freaks out there, it's definitely going to be a time to just let go of the outcome. So when we marry and hold on to the outcome so bad that if it doesn't happen that way, then it's just shouldn't ever happen. If we ever see things that way, then we're going to get more worried and stressed out. But something that I've learned is to just surrender and believe that even though things may not be happening the way that we want or the way that we expected, that God has a better way that it can happen. So just letting go and surrendering to the process and just believe that yes, our way may have been good, and even though it's not happening our way, but God has a better way, and when it happens, we'll be really very amazed at how things are going. So surrender and just trust the process and let it happen the way God wants it to occur. Number three is to encourage yourself. This one is definitely very big. Obviously, part of encouragement comes from the people around us, our community and our surrounding. But honestly, there are going to be times in our lives when look, there may not be anyone to encourage us. It's in times like that that we really want to be able to encourage ourselves in the Lord, and just go back to remind ourselves of God's promises for our future and God's promises for our lives. We hold on to those, we run with those, so that they will just strengthen our hands and encourage our hearts. And the truth of the matter is, we can't always depend on people to encourage us, because honestly, everybody is going through challenges. Everyone is going through stuff. So it's going to be unfair for us to expect people to always be available or there to encourage. If they are, fine. If they're not, it's in times like that that we definitely want to go deep to encourage ourselves, so that we can keep moving and keep going. And the point number 4 is, don't give up. Don't give up. And a very practical way to apply this is, whenever you feel like giving up, remind yourself of why you are doing what you're doing. Remind yourself of why you started doing what you're doing in the first place. And a number of times, if what you're doing is just tied to you alone, it's likely going to be easy to give up than if what you're doing is bigger than yourself. If you're doing what you're doing, not just for yourself, but for family or for people that you've been called to serve, then the likelihood of you persisting would be really very huge. And also remember what the Bible tells us in Galatians chapter 6 verse 9. It says that if we don't give up, that we're going to reap the harvest. So stay encouraged as well. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep pushing. If you don't quit, you're going to win, and at the end, you will have every reason to celebrate and rejoice. So these are 4 things that I'm hoping would help you to navigate perhaps that season in your life where you feel like life isn't just going the way you expected or you had planned. I hope this encourages someone, and I just want to pray and wish that you have a wonderful and a powerful week ahead. It's been Franklin here. God bless, and obviously don't forget that you're more than enough, you're worthy, you're deserving, you are loved. Have a nice one. Peace.